Hey guys, what's up? It's Angie Mayhue. My Instagram is Angie_Mayhue, and today I'm going to be answering a couple interview questions for my friends at We Spin Not Twirl. So the first question is, how did I discover color guard? So I played the clarinet in band, and I took like the band class ever since I was in 4th grade, I think. And then when I was in 8th grade, they offered the 8th graders to be in the high school marching band program, and my two best friends that were in the band, they played the trumpet and the flute. They were like, I really want to do the marching band, and I really didn't. So one of those friends, her older sister was the color guard captain, so she was like, hey, if you do this, you could still be at all of our practices and shows, but you won't have to play your instrument. So I was like, okay, that sounds fun. So I decided to do that, and that's how I found it. Next question is, describe yourself in 3 words. I think creative would be one of the words, because a lot of the ways that I express myself is through creative outlets. Another word I would say is passionate, because I don't like to do things not full out, I guess I would say. Everything that I do, I feel like I'm passionate about it, and I try to do it to the fullest. And then the third word I would use is analytical. I'm very self-analytical, and I'm very analytical of the programs and groups that I teach. I'm always thinking about ways to be more efficient or better. Next one is, share a fun fact about you. So a lot of people don't know that I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers. I have a really big family. My mom is a child of 8 from my grandparents, and they all have their own kids, so we're a very big family-oriented family, so yeah. What is your least favorite and favorite things about Guard? My favorite things are probably performing and the friends that I've made through the activity. My least favorite thing is probably the toll that it takes on my body. Definitely. Okay, describe a time where you messed up or an embarrassing moment, and what did you learn from it? Okay, so I think it was prelims this past year in 2019 at WGI. I was very, very nervous, and I marched the Pride of Cincinnati, and I started the show on the floor by myself. And I had like these 2/8 of dance choreography that I did, and at prelims I just put up the wrong arm, the incorrect arm, and I've never done that all season, and it was really embarrassing, and nobody really realized it except for one of my techs, but it was embarrassing for me, and it was funny. I think I laughed more than was upset about it, but it taught me that I can't overthink anything. Like right before that moment, I was like, oh my god, which arm is it? Like I've never thought about this being a problem. So you can't overthink anything, and you just have to let your muscle memory take over when you're in front of a huge crowd like that. Okay, have you spun DCI or WGI, and describe that experience? Yeah, so I kind of touched on that a little bit. I marched 5 years of drum corps. I marched 3 years at Carolina Crown, and then 2 years at the Boston Crusaders, and then I just taught the Boston Crusaders last year. WGI, I marched 4 consecutive winters at the Pride of Cincinnati, which was awesome. And now I teach Inspire Winter Guard, which is the Boston Crusaders Winter Guard this year. So I can honestly say that I grew up in this activity, starting my first summer at only 17 years old. The personality traits that I really value about myself now, being hardworking and determined and passionate, all stem from this activity and what it's done for me as a person. How do you get inspiration for choreography? A lot of my inspiration comes from music itself. If I hear a song and I could see myself writing something to that, that's really where the majority of my inspiration comes from. A lot of people ask me, how do I write better choreography? I always answer with, I just try to write how the music makes me feel or how the music sounds. I think connecting with the music in general is the easiest way to really make the music come alive through your choreography. Do you have any hobbies outside of Guard? Yes, I do. I like to sing and play the guitar. I like to dance, and I post a lot of that stuff on Instagram. I didn't really like to dance at first. That was honestly one of my least favorite parts about Color Guard when I first joined. But now exploring different types of styles, and that's probably one of my favorite parts about Color Guard in general is dancing. I also like to play video games. I think that's a thing that not a lot of people would expect. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my hobbies. Describe your leadership experience in Guard and what I've learned from that. So when I was in high school, my junior year, I was the weapon section leader of the Guard, and that was fun. That was interesting because I had a real ownership over the weapon line. Then when I was a senior, I was the actual captain of the whole color guard, which was a learning experience because there was 3 of us, and it was fun to learn how to work with a smaller group of people. This is my dog that just walked inside the camera. Sorry about that. Hello. Yeah, so then my senior year, I was the captain. And then at Crown, I was never the captain of the color guard, but then at Boston, I was section leader my second to last year, and then captain my final year, my age out. So those were super telling experiences for me because it just puts so much more responsibility on your shoulders about you taking care of the group. And really, you're just like a line of communication between the staff and the group. So you have to be respected, and you also have to have your stuff together. So being a leader and being that voice that people trust and listen to was a real learning experience to me, because I think it really was a segue into teaching for me for a lot of places. Yeah. The last question is, how do you manage your account and your real life? So this is an interesting question that I chose to answer because I do see my account as being my real life. I think that a lot of times if you have a color guard account, like I thought about making just a color guard account many times, but I think that what really makes people connect with me through Instagram is that I am a real person that does color guard on the side. So I try to make my account as much of my real life as possible, which isn't always rainbows and sunshines, and it's not always about color guard. So I try to keep it as realistic, posting about me and my friends and my family as I can, because that's important for me to be a person that does color guard and not just a color guard person. So yeah, those are all my questions that I had, and thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.